Hi, Morris. It's a pleasure to leave you this message with your beautiful wife and that I see on your show, and also your dog who's always with you. He's your buddy, I'm sure. Hey, but I have a question. I have an opportunity to buy a little over an acre piece of land in a very wonderful neighborhood, and they're asking 20,000 for the land. However, the homes in the area are going anywhere from 250 to 300,000, and I'm looking to possibly build a property there. I just want to get your feedback on what do you think about buying land and then building on it in a up and coming neighborhood that's real high, not real high end, but it's a great location. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Priscilla. You're a sweetheart. Thank you for your kind words. And yes, Grover is my 1-year-old mini pincher who hurt his paw last week, racing me around the house and down and around outside to get a little bloody paw. So he's resting right now over on my pit snuggie, my University of Pitt snuggie, which is, yes, my wife makes fun of me for it. But anyway, thank you, Priscilla, for the question. Okay, I have a couple of questions for you. Number one, are you planning to buy this land in order to build on it to live in? That's one totally different than buying this land to build on it to invest in, as a building a house as a rental investment. So a couple of things to consider here. If you're going to buy it for you to live in, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I can't tell you, what to do with your own money. But I think if you want to live in this particular neighborhood because you love this area and you think that this is a place you're going to be for a long time and you see the value in building a house here, great. I don't know what the price of land. Very often with land prices, you can usually get a really good price if you negotiate with the owner of that land. What you'll find is that unless it's publicly listed, like with a realtor, very often what you can do is if you can actually pull up land property cards and find out who owns this particular piece of land. That's what I did. So we had a house on a lake in Pennsylvania. There were 3 plots of land that were adjacent, and we didn't want anyone building on them. So I looked up through property and tax records, and they're not listed for sale anywhere. Like, they're not listed with a realtor. And so I was able to write to the owners of this property and make them an offer and say, we are building a house in this area. I'd like to offer you this amount. And we were able to buy all 3 of them for very cheap because, they're just sitting there. They might be in a family trust and they're not moving. It's very difficult. So we were able to pick up those pieces of land. It sounds like the price. So it's probably listed for sale in the city. And if you're going to live there, great. You just need to make that assessment whether or not you can find a builder. I would consult then with a builder, find out if you can get a construction loan on the property with a bank, find out, what are the building requirements, any restrictions, any zoning restrictions. All of those things go into building a property that you're going to live in. But great, good on you. But of course, costs have gone up significantly. Cost of lumber has gone up. And so all of those things you need to factor into this. Can you even find a builder right now? They are so busy. They are incredibly busy. So these are all things to consider. And then on the other side of it is as an investment. This is very important to know your numbers here. So again, meeting with a builder, finding out overall cost to build this property, and then will it return the return on investment that I want? That's just one piece of this puzzle. Is it going to return through cash flow? Talking with a property management company, how much cash flow can I get on this property? Will it rent for $2,500 a month once it's built? You said it's an up and coming area. So what does that mean? Does that mean that the school district currently is great? For instance, where we build our new construction homes, I'll just show you so you can see on our website here. Like, this is one of our new construction homes in Texas, in West Texas. And we bought this land, our team bought this land in the best school districts on purpose. So we bought up a whole bunch of land. So we're building a bunch of homes side by side in these different subdivisions because we know that the school districts are excellent and we know that the rental demand there is off the charts. And so we have a waiting list for homes in these areas. So for instance, like if you're going to buy a piece of land like this and you're going to build an infill home where next to existing homes, what will it rent for? You should be able to speak to property management teams in that location and find out what the rental rate is in that area. Then, of course, the builders, finding a builder that's reputable and designing a home to fit for that particular neighborhood so that it doesn't stand out like a weird sore thumb, that it kind of keeps the aesthetics of the neighborhood. And then what is the timetable and cost to build? Can you get a construction loan on this property? And then at the end of the day, will the ROI be there, or the internal rate of return? Will it be there for you to make sense in all of this? Or does it make sense for you to take that down payment and invest in an already built property that's already cash flowing? So that's just the numbers on the house building. Now I want to know about the demographics. Like, these are things we look at very closely when we're building our homes for our clients. What is the crime rate in this particular area? What is the population growth? I don't want to see population decline. What are the school districts like? Are there jobs? Are there diversity of jobs and Fortune 500 companies moving to this area? What is the transportation like? Public transportation and schooling, and all of those things have to weigh into this. So I don't want you to just blindly think it's just about how much the land costs and what is the cost to build. I want you to really sit down and be intentional about all aspects of this. So thank you, Priscilla. I hope that answers the question for you. It was a little more drawn out, but I didn't know if you're living in it or trying to buy it as an investment. Two different animals here. If you have a question for us here on the show, you can absolutely leave us a voicemail. Just go to morrisinvest.com/Clayton. Click on the little button there where you'll be able to record up to a 30-second voicemail question for us. Keep them short and sweet, and we will attempt to answer them right here on the show. Until next time, everyone, go out there, take action, and become a real estate investor. I believe it's the number one way to build wealth. We'll see you next time.